We are just giving it a little bit of time to allow everyone to join. Hello, everyone so far who was ready with us at 8 o'clock. We appreciate you. We appreciate you so much. I hope everyone's day has been going well. The first few minutes while we're waiting for others to join in, you are more than if anybody wants to come up, talk about their week, um, just talk about any breakthroughs that you have had, any of the speakers that have spoken and they may have resonated with you. If you would like to tell that story, you are more than welcome to come up. Just drop in the chat, interested, or me, I would like to talk. And other than that, we are on day 4 of the 5-day challenge of the mindset reset. And I just thank everyone who has been with us throughout these past 4 days as of today, as we've just been journeying through our healing journey and getting to know more about ourselves and taking accountability and just paying more attention to what is going on truly and internally. It's so much chaos that's around us. Work life balance is becoming almost non existent if we don't prioritize it and make time for it. So, thank you so much for all the ladies, all the mothers who have been here with us throughout this journey and taking it with us. Thank you to the instructors who have been here, from Chakolaka, thank you. Vashti for the meditation, Ronika and Danielle yesterday. And today we have two phenomenal people who will be joining us today. As you can already see, I have Coach Amber J on with us. I'll introduce her momentarily. You guys seen her yesterday as well. So today, day 4 is called Nourish the Soul. We have decluttered the mind. We've reconnected the body. We have quieted the mind. And now today, we will nourish the soul. So just in a few minutes, Amber, we're going to give it until 8:05. Just if anybody else wants to join and we get all the platforms up and rolling to catch up, we'll go from there. But how you been doing, Amber?
Good. I am good. I am enjoying these couple of days. Been really participating in resetting for myself. So this has been really, I'm excited.
Me too. Me too. It's been beautiful.
How are you doing?
I am good. Today we had a win with the relaxed and renewed event that we're gonna have on Saturday.
Oh,
A vendor, Divine Libations. Her name is Crystal Floyd. She donated 6 bottles. She makes wine, 6 bottles of her wine to the Relax and Renew Vision Board party. So, that was just beautiful within itself. It's like, thank you.
and the collaboration. I love
Yeah.
when collaboration happens. Great happen.
Yes. Oh, hey, Ronika. It's been good. It's like, wow, look at how this is just coming together, just randomly asking people. And they're like, yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Like, Sonya, who's coming on after you to do the sound meditation, I asked her yesterday if she
Oh
was
wow.
available. It's like, what?
And
Thank you.
have not, ask not. So sometimes it's a matter of asking.
Yes. Hi, Ariska. Thank you for joining us. We were just talking about collaboration. That's funny, Amber. Ariska is another mastermind member. It's a lot of our business people and business family who's on here, which is awesome. Ariska, you're in Dallas. Is that correct? I think she's in Dallas. Dallas, yes. And she is calls herself the selfish coach. We're gonna bring her up a little later. Yes, ma'am. Yes, it is Dallas. And introduce Miss Ariska so she can tell us about herself. But it is 8:06, 1 minute past my 8:05 starting time because I was running my mouth. So hopefully everybody got the introduction. Let me just, if you're joining us for the first time today, my name is Kendra E. Merrim. I am the founder and CEO of She is the Village. She is the Village is a nonprofit that I have created to help single mothers with the essentials of motherhood. The services that I assist in is transportation, food, transitional housing, but my differentiator is self-care and therapy. I'm big on mindset. And if our mindset is priority and we have it first and foremost, believe it or not, transportation, food, and transitional housing will become something easy for us to obtain. So I like to focus on the self care aspect and the therapy aspect so we can move forward in that way. I also hire other single mother entrepreneurs to provide those services in those service areas. I like to make the sisterhood stronger. Therefore, She is the Village was founded. So it's a win 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 all around for everyone. Okay, so I'm Amber, I'm done. That was my 45-second pitch, mastermind. And here we go.
Amazing. This has been phenomenal. I just want to thank you so much for having me on and being a part of this and being also able to participate. So, I am Coach Amber J. I am a certified life coach as well as a wardrobe expert. I help women, CEO women, create successful work life balances so that they have more fulfillment without burnout, all while doing it in confidence and in style and creating time management. So, one of the things today I'm talking about is nourishing your soul. And I put a twist on this because I think this is one of the key components where a lot of women or people in general are stagnant at, and it makes them really hard to move forward. And so in order to be able to even nourish your soul, you need to get to the root of being able to receive that nourishment once we start to implement it into ourselves. So I wanted to talk about nourishing our souls through forgiveness. And one of the forgiveness is my number one key tip that I teach my clients and anyone that I am connected to on the importance of forgiveness. And so I do have a worksheet that I sent over that I would like to utilize as we go through this section. And it's, again, just nourish your soul. And the introduction is, in our busy lives, we often forget to take care of our inner selves. This lesson focuses on how to nourish your soul. One, seek joy, surrender to forgiveness to nourish your soul. And so, what I found through forgiveness is that it's allowed space to receive what I'm putting into. So, while I'm doing self care, it's just not an act, it becomes a part of who I am. So that when I'm not doing it, my soul feels it. And I'm like, oh, I know I'm lacking something. And so, nourish yourself. We're going to start with number one is nourish yourself. And in this activity, I want you guys to take a few minutes each day for self-care. And this could be through meditation, reading, or simply spending time in nature. And so, what activities makes you feel nurtured and cared for? How can you incorporate more of these into your daily routine? And so, I want to ask the audience, what is it that you do on a daily basis to nourish yourself? What activities do you do for self care? So, for me, self care has become a lifestyle for me, and in that lifestyle, there's some non-negotiables, and one of those non-negotiables are my morning routines, my morning mirror time, my walks, my journaling, my prayer, my meditation. Those moments for me before I wake up my children, before I start my day, these are my non negotiables. This is what keeps me going every day to continue to show up for myself as well as showing up for others. And I believe it's really big that if we begin to pour into our own cups, that we give from an overflow and not just an empty cup. And so these are the things that I have done for myself. That self care is not just me going out spending money or going to get a massage. Like, those things are wonderful, but self care for me is my lifestyle. It's a mindset. It's saying that if I don't take care of me, then I can't take care of anyone else. And one of my other main things is, if I have to say no to myself to say yes to you, it's too expensive. And so I can't do it. So if you guys want to drop in the chat some of the things that you do for self-care, and I want it to be, or if you don't have it yet, I want it to be something that doesn't have to cost you any money. It may cost a little bit of time, right? But it does not cost you any money. And if you don't have that yet, I want you to kind of think about some things. And I listed some of those activities, like journaling doesn't cost you anything, or maybe a dollar or so of getting a pen. And even now, if you have a cell phone, you can put journal in your notes. So it doesn't really have to cost you anything. Meditating, to be able to sit still for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, right? 10 minutes to pray. Like those things don't cost you anything. Um, or just simply taking a walk outside, going in the park, being grounding yourself. Those are all things that you can do. Morning walks, I love that. That you can do for free. The next one is seek joy. And so I really want to talk about seeking joy because I think that we have the misconception of what happiness is and what joy is. And a lot of times we're seeking happiness, and happiness is a feeling. And as we know, feelings are fleeting. In one moment, I can be happy, and the next moment, I can be sad. But when you're seeking joy, it's a feeling that's everlasting. It's a feeling that resides within you. It's not based off of circumstances. It's not based off of your financial situations, your relationships. It's a feeling that you have within yourself. And to me, joy also equals peace. So what does joy look like for you? And so in this activity, I want you to make a list of things that bring you joy. Aim to do at least one joyful activity each day. So for me, what brings me joy, um, and I need to work on my health, but I'm extremely anemic. So I'm always eating ice. And so sometimes when I can find a store that has my good ice on the way home, like I like to enjoy eating ice on the way home without anyone interrupting me or having an opinion or telling me, oh my God, you need to stop eating ice and you need to go see the doctor. I know these things. However, I want to chew on this ice on my way home with no interruptions. And that brings me a sense of joy. It brings me such a great feeling like, oh, I feel good about it. And that's just one simple thing, but put in the chat some things that bring you joy that doesn't entail anyone else. Because I think sometimes we think that we can't have joy until we meet um, a certain goal or a certain achievement, right? Something that brings you joy that doesn't include anything outside of your house. Maybe listening to music, maybe sitting in the park, maybe sitting taking a bubble bath, like something that brings you joy out without it being outside of yourself. Singing and writing. I love that. Yes. I'm still waiting to hear you sing, Nikki. um, let's see. And then, why is it important to seek joy? How do joyful moments impact your overall mood and perspective on life? So, for me, the reason why it's important for me to seek joy is because when I have joy, I'm not bothered by anything else. A lot of times when I'm seeking joy, I don't have time to think about the things that I don't have. I don't have time to complain. I don't even have room in my spirit to even feel those things when I'm actually seeking joy. And seeking joy also places me in a state of constant gratitude because I'm constantly thinking like, oh, I remember when this happened, or I remember I'm so grateful that I have these things. I remember at a time I didn't have this, and now I'm grateful I have it, and I have a sense of joy. So, what are some activities that bring you joy? Um, and then how do joyful moments impact your overall mood and perspective? So for me, like I shared, me seeking joy allows me to stay in a state of gratitude, recognizing when I have depressing feelings. Yes, that is also really good because even though we're feeling a negative feeling, it can bring you joy that you can identify that depressing feeling, process through it, and let it go so you can get back to that state of joy. Awesome. Thank you for sharing. And the next one is surrendering to forgiveness. Reflect on someone you may need to forgive, including yourself. Write a letter expressing your feelings. You don't have to send it. The act of writing can be healing. So I think someone shared yesterday about how impactful it is to write a letter to someone that hurt you. Today, because I'm talking about nourishing our soul, I want us to be so selfish and think only about ourselves. Is there something that you are holding on to that has been sitting out at the top of your heart, that's been bothering you, that every few minutes or maybe weeks or months you have this feeling and you're thinking about, man, if I would have did this different, or if I could have did this. So the act that I want you to focus on is, what is there something about yourself that you can forgive yourself for right now? And I want you to make this very intentional as we're nourishing our soul, is to do that and release for yourself. Because especially as women, we can get so focused on taking care of everybody else and we forgive everyone else, but we sometimes neglect the most important person, which is ourselves. And so a part of nourishing your soul is learning also that you need that same grace, you need that same compassion, you need that same patience for yourself as you give to everyone else. So in this exercise, I really want you to sit and I want you to write a letter and just really think about something that you need to forgive yourself for, and then release it. I know for myself, I'll be vulnerable. I went through a heartbreak, and for a while, I kept saying, like, pointing my finger, like, man, it's his fault. And then I had to sit in the moment, and I wrote a letter to myself. And as I began to write, I started saying, you know what, Amber, like, I forgive myself for allowing myself to be put in that situation. I forgive myself for ignoring the red flags when I knew they were there. I forgive myself for staying longer than I needed to, and not making the right decisions that I need to make. This was a letter that I wrote to myself, and literally, I promise you guys, as soon as I wrote this letter, I literally felt such a pressure and a release come off of me, where I didn't cry a ugly cry of hurt and pain. It was a release of, like, whew, oh my God, I've been holding on to all of this and really just beating myself up and not even realizing it. So allowing myself to write that letter of forgiveness to myself was so impactful. So I want you to think about someone that you need to or something that you need to forgive yourself for, and write that letter. Wow. Yes. That is a great thing, to be able to release yourself. Thank you for sharing, Kendra. And so then in the conclusion, nourishing your soul is a vital part of maintaining emotional health. By nurturing yourself, seeking joy, and practicing forgiveness, you create a more balanced and fulfilling life. Remember, forgiveness is not just about others. It's also about freeing yourself from past burdens. And so I left you guys some homework, for the next week. Practice one self care activity daily. Seek at least one joyful moment each day, and work on forgiving someone or yourself by the end of the week. Reflection questions. How do you feel after practicing self care? Ask yourself, after you did something kind for yourself, ask yourself, how do you feel? I know for me, especially as women, to unlearn some of the patterns and beliefs of taking care of someone else, we may have to ask ourselves, like, how did that make you feel? Sometimes when we neglect ourselves for so long, we can feel guilty, we can have shame, we can easily reflect, like, oh, I shouldn't have bought myself this. Maybe I should have bought my kids something, or maybe I should have paid a bill, right? Ask yourself, how do you feel? Identify that if there is a negative feeling, and then implement something positive. Take one of your joyful moments and say, you know what, I'm going to implement it into this feeling. The next question is, what new joyful experiences did you seek? Do something that you've been craving to do, something that you've been wanting to do, something that you wouldn't have normally had the boldness or the courage to do. For me, even instant recently, I haven't been in a space of wanting to, like, connect and go outside or hang out, but I allowed myself, actually last week, to go out and have a good time, let my hair down, and I met some amazing people. And I had to tell myself the moment on my way home, like, Amber, Do not beat yourself up. Like, you made the best decision. And out of choosing yourself, you ended up meeting someone, and they're a part of my tribe. Like, we're connecting and other things. So I had to like immediately implement that positive to deflect that guilt feeling that came up. And then the last question is, what was the most challenging part of the forgiveness process for you? And so the reason why these questions and especially this question in particular is because if we can begin to identify triggers, if we can begin to identify things that really bother us, it's easier to deal with it and exercise something new, because a lot of times we forsake things that make us feel uncomfortable or that is foreign. So when we begin to ask ourselves these certain questions, now these things will become normal, and then that's how we change the patterns. That's how we break negative belief systems and cycles, is because we're interrupting that with you can nourish your soul and cultivate a deeper sense of peace and happiness in your life. And so I want to encourage you to continue to and nourish your souls, continue to really put in the work. If you're not willing to take care of you and put in the work, nobody is. And I remember hearing that statement, no one is coming to save you. The reality is nobody is. But luckily, you are equipped with everything that you already need inside of you. And to be able to do everything that you need, you have to learn to become the master key of your own life. And you sometimes have to lock some doors that no longer serve you, and then you have to use that same key to open new doors. But anytime you walk into something new, it's always going to be uncomfortable. It's always going to be fearful. Even today, I came on this live, and I called a friend, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so nervous. I'm going live with a group of women. I haven't done this in a couple of months. I'm really nervous, but I know these nerves are really excitement. But I'm going to embrace it. I identified what I was feeling. I didn't allow my guilt or that shame to creep in and try to paralyze me. And here I am, and I'm showing up for you guys as I'm showing up for myself. And so I want to thank you guys for allowing me this time in this space. If any of this resonated with you or something that popped out, I would love to hear your feedback. If there's any takeaways, I would definitely love to hear that as well. But I want to thank you. And that was Nourishing Your Soul with Coach Amber J.
Hey, Amber, if you don't mind sharing, go ahead and tell us a little bit about becoming her before you sign off.
Oh, awesome. Yes. So Becoming Her, thank you so much, Nikki. I completely forgot about it. So Becoming Her is a 4-week virtual journey of really becoming the woman that you desire to be, unleashing again a lot of old patterns and belief systems to not only walk into the woman that you want to become, but creating the woman that you want to become. And so we're going to go through a 4-week virtual course where we will meet once a week, probably about an hour and a half, and we're going to really do some work. We're really going to get to the root of things. We're going to do some exercises, and really begin to shift into the woman that you desire. If you're here and you're ready for the mindset, then you're ready to become the woman that become her. And becoming her is the woman that you've always desired to be, the woman that you've been afraid to be, the woman that you see in a distance, but how do you actually become her? What action do you need to take? And so in this 4 weeks, you will learn the actions that it will take to actually step into becoming her. So if you guys are interested, I will put the link in the chat, or I can send it to Nikki and you can send it out for me. But that will begin October 17th. It will be once a week for 4 weeks on a Thursday. And so, yeah, if you're interested, please reach out to me. I would love to be able to take you on this journey with me and hold your hand as you become the woman that you desire to be, or the woman that you already are, just really becoming her boldly, courageously, and confidently and unapologetically. So, yeah, thank you.
Oh, unmute. Unapologetically. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. You know, women, I'm bringing back on Amber just to have like a little back and forth Q&A. Thank you for that, of course, and it was great. It was straight to the point. Thank you for outlining it so we could follow it. the main thing that definitely stuck with me was Joy. You know, my name is Kendra Joy Emira. Joy
Oh,
is my middle name. Yeah, I meant it. Yes. So, yes. Joy is something I have always identified with. You can kind of see it on me. Like people
yeah,
be like, "Why are you so passionate?" It's like it's who I am. My
yeah.
name means why, Kendra. So, I just feel like it was just given to me. I just came with it. So finding something joyful to be about, to find it in every day, it just came naturally to me because I just was happy anyway. So yes, I'm glad you have made that point. That's what resonated with me the most. Did anybody have any questions for Coach Amber before we move to Coach Ariska? Anybody have any questions? Sometimes our chats are off a little lag, so I'm gonna give them some
I can
time.
wait on mine, but I'll definitely, when I come down, I'll go back and look at the chats.
Sure thing. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much. Thank you
Thank.
so much. Yes, check the comments and answer away.
All right. Thank you so much. Such a pleasure.
Of course. Oops. Thank you, Nikki. All right. So we are going to bring up Miss Ariska Scott. I met Ariska in our mastermind group where we meet almost every Monday night. We come together. We are business people who discuss business, is what we do. So she was in that group and she pitched her business. And one thing that has stuck out to me, she said she was the selfish coach. So I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave it there, and I'm gonna let her explain what the selfish coach is. So take it away, Miss Ariska.
Hey, 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 beautiful souls. I am your girl, Coach Ariska. Y'all excuse my faces. Just I am the owner, founder, and CEO of A Bountiful Solution, a personal development organization where I offer transformational life coaching for women. I help women, female entrepreneurs, mompreneurs, recognize, identify, source, and eliminate self-sabotaging behaviors that disrupt their work-life balance. I help them with strategies and tips so they could pursue their entrepreneurial journeys successfully. Um, I am the selfish coach. That's what my clients started calling me that when I started doing my Let's Get Selfish workshops, where it's a 3-night workshop that I do twice a year, and we dig into being selfish. We dig into prioritizing ourselves. As women, we give so much to everybody else that we lose ourselves. So my goal is to have you realize, recognize, identify who you are, gain that self-awareness, gain that self-confidence, be self-assured, preserve self-preservation, all the things about self that we need as women to keep us going, but we have to be the priority. We can't keep allowing everybody else to be the priority. So that's who I am, and that's what I do, and that's why I'm called your selfish coach, because I help you tap into you and who you truly are at the core.
I love that. So, question: When, if you don't mind, just giving them a little bit of backstory about, you know, why and how did you come to your selfish coach or doing what you're doing now?
Ooh,
That story.
okay. A Bountiful Solution was initially supposed to be a medical transportation organization. Back in 2021, when God gave me a Bountiful Solution, my mom was sick. And my goal was to come up with medical transportation here in Dallas because my mom was utilizing medical transportation in New Orleans to get back and forth to her dialysis appointments 3 times a week. But in Texas, there's so much red tape that you have to go through to even get in the door to get something like that started. So I went back and I said, Lord, that's not gonna work. What else can I do to help? And he said, you've been doing behavior health for all of these years. You've been helping people come into themselves, identify themselves, change their lives, transform their lives. Because on my 8 to 5, I work with the reentry population, and I've been helping these people do things and create activities and create all the things that they need to reduce the recidivism rate and helping them not go back into prison. Um, so it was like, okay, we could do coaching. You've been doing behavior intervention. Let's go into coaching. So I dove deep head first. Jumped into school to get my certification and everything. And that's where it came. And then my niche was like, who do I want to help? And I had to say, you got to help women like you. I'm the woman that has been divorced. I've been married. My first marriage, my husband was murdered the night before Hurricane Katrina. So I lost him, and then I went into losing everything during a storm. I was the woman that lost myself. Um, I was a woman that was into relationships. Everything, I always attached myself to a man. It was never a risk. From high school, I've always been in a relationship, and it wasn't until 2012 when me and my second husband separated, and it was like, now you by yourself. What are you going to do? How are you going to figure it out? But then I still wasn't by myself because I had two little girls that were looking up to me. I had two girls at the time. So it's like, you need to start working on you. I was overweight, didn't care about myself, put everything into my husband and my kids. It was just all of that. And it was like, no, you have to figure out who you are and start working on you. So it was then that I started working on myself. But back to a bountiful solution. So those are the reasons why a bountiful solution came back, because I want to help. I want to help women cry one less tear than I have to by struggling trying to figure out who they are. And my thing is, if I can help one woman cry one less tear, I've done my due diligence. Losing a spouse is hard, and then losing a spouse and having a 4-year-old daughter to have to explain it to, losing everything in a storm, not being able to go home, choosing not to go back home, because I could have always went back to New Orleans. But my thing was, I don't want to put my daughter in an environment where she's going to say, Mommy, where's my daddy? And put us through those those moments that I couldn't explain, and just relive that over and over again. Um, Breast cancer. I diagnosed with breast cancer in 2017. Like, these are all the things that I could have really gave up on life, but I'm still here and I'm still pushing. And I just want to help women do the same thing. I want women to be able to build the resilience despite life circumstances, to keep pushing. And that's what a bountiful solution is all about. Just keep showing up for you, building the resilience that you need so you could continue to show up for you.
I love it. Thank you.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Arista. We definitely appreciate you. We appreciate all the work that you do and continue to do.
Thank
The reason that I like to have this open space and safe space for us is because stories are healing.
you. Mm-hmm.
Time and every time you tell your story, somebody is healed. Something resonated with someone. I
Yes.
mean, just hearing your loss, it's like, oh my goodness, I lost my brother in 2014, and it was just, for health reasons. But you just never really know the challenges that people have faced. And in this entrepreneurship journey that a lot of us take, we
Mm-hmm.
need those stories. We're all on the hero journey.
Right.
It's almost like you can tell where someone is in their journey. When you have the dark night of the soul,
Yes.
that right there, where everything is hitting you left and right, and you just don't have any more,
Mhm. Nope.
but just a little bit more.
Just a little flicker. All you need is a little flicker. That's it. That's it.
That
That's
is
why my coaching
it.
program is reignite her. Because all you need is just a little flick. All you need is the
Yes.
little flick to set that flame ablaze. That's it.
Yes, absolutely. So, yes, just our stories and telling how we overcame and our victories that build strength in
Yes,
us. And that's what She Is the Village is for. Like, we have to heal one another and not
definitely.
compete with one another. Like, I'm just want to bounce this off of your head to see if you have been seeing this, or anybody else in the chat. I don't know if you've been seeing this, but everything around us, of course, is trying to be a negative energy. But women, like, we're at so much discord with ourselves, one
Yep.
another. Men, it's not even funny. It's like, don't even throw man in there. That's an automatic
Mm-mm.
trigger for us. Or like, cliche sayings, I'm a match energy with energy.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Nope.
How dare me?
I, I
I
I I love my peace too much. You continue to be you. You do you on whatever it is you got going on. It's peaceful over here. I love my
yes.
peace. I want everybody to live in peace, because life got enough. Life is enough in itself. So just have some peace.
Yes, yes. Even the sentence, minding my business. Like
Yes.
at first, you used to
Drinking
be
my
like,
water and
mind
minding
your
my business.
business.
That's it.
It's not even disrespectful.
No.
Nothing about mind your business. Okay. It is nothing disrespectful about
Yes.
minding your business. It's like, they've been giving us the tools and the resources and the way for a while. It's just
Mm-hmm.
we haven't been tapped in or open enough to even embrace it and
Right.
see how it would have really benefited our lives. But at the end of the day, they're lessons. This is life. This is a journey. And we
Mm-hmm.
just are happy that we're here, forgiving ourselves, healing, and moving forward.
Yep. And we have to want it for ourselves. We can't want it for we can't expect somebody else to want it for us. We have to want it for ourselves and we have to let go of what we learn. My thing is unlearn, relearn. Because
Yes.
all those things we learned as kids, that's what's damaging us, that's what's keeping us stuck. You have to want to do something different for yourself.
Yes, you do. Thank you so much,
You're
Ariska.
welcome. Thank you
Thank
for having
you.
me.
No problem. If you don't mind, drop it in Mastermind the time that you had, share, comment, about
Definitely
the
will.
experience. I would really appreciate
I
it.
definitely will. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. All right, all right. So we are just awaiting our closeout ceremony for today, which will be a sound meditation by Miss Thames. And I am so happy that we get to experience that. They call her the goat of meditation. She is closing out. Miss Sonya stays busy. Meditation is her life. And when you guys see her, you'll see where I'm coming from with that. So while we wait for her to come on, I did want to talk about the Relax and Renew culminating event that's going to happen this Saturday with Pretty Girls Wax Polish. Oh, well, her camera not on. I was going to bring her on here with me, Ronika. We have our event, guys. I'm so happy. Let me tell you what I did. Like, I just had to step it up a level because I'm so excited about the energy we have and the feedback that I've been getting. I almost then brought the men in on this challenge. So if you are in Atlanta, what I've been having the men do is buy the tickets and buy some of these services. So I have been receiving money from men. Men, I've let them know what we're doing, the work we've been doing, the healing we've been doing, and how we need them to support us on our journey and be the protectors and providers that we know them to be. I'll stroke an ego, girl. They love that. And it's been working. It's been working, y'all. Yes. Oh, thank you, Cheryl. Thank you. All of these sessions have been divine. I appreciate that. It's been working. I have been getting donations. So, yes, we are going to actually be giving out and raffling off some free services. And also, we have free tickets too. So, if you want to come, there are some that have been purchased, and we'll probably raffle those off as well. If you don't purchase a ticket online, you can definitely purchase one from VIP Socio. We'll drop that link in a minute as well. So, I just wanted to share that with you guys because I think it's exciting. I was able to bring the men in on this and that they were on board with it. So we'll see where we go from there. In the meantime, I don't mind if anybody, once again, let me drop the link again, want to come up and speak and let us know, anything that you have experienced, a breakthrough. I love hearing about breakthroughs. I just do. I love breakthroughs. It allows you to transform and grow. One other thing that I did want to talk about, because some people like factual things, and it's fine, science, spiritual, facts, whichever one floats your boat. Energy is energy, knowledge is knowledge. But one thing that we are doing that I want every woman to pat themselves on the back for is allowing yourself the openness to start wanting to change patterns in your life. It's a real thing. It's actually called neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity. And it is the art or the mechanism that your brain goes through in changing your patterns of thought. So, and sometimes it's also referenced to as alchemy. You can literally start to train your brain to think different things. And that's why we talk about the mindset shift, because it is possible. It's possible. Science talks about it. Neuroplasticity is what it's called. It blew my mind that so much knowledge is packaged in money. You know, you don't usually get access to this type of knowledge unless you're paying at least 5 to 15 grand for it. And then when you finally sit in those rooms, you're sitting there like, I been knew this. But one thing those rooms do allow is it brings the realness to those truths that you already knew. Some of this stuff that we talk about, it seems so basic, but that's what it is. It really is that basic. Principles, routines, and basics. That's what it's about. Like true happiness. A lot of us have been going through a time. Shoot, I've been going through a time. I just keep going. Some days I have no clue how, where it's going to come from, but I just keep going. Like this time, I cannot give up. So I know God has definitely shown me difference of riches. You know, I had an attachment to money like nobody's business. I wasn't allowed to not have money. Just, you know, growing up young, I did co-op when I was in high school. And, you know, my family went through some things where I had to become a parentified child at an early age. So it's a lot that I had to be accountable for. So I never was not able to have money. I was a full-time student and a full-time employee. How I did it, I just did. And then as I got older and became a mom of two, and then I became a single mom, it just became a time in my life where I could not do it. I just couldn't. And it took me some time to even be able to sit with that, because how am I not able to be able to do it? I got responsibilities. Like I have children. You know, what do you mean my account's sitting on zero? Like who does that? And you know, I had to sit in it. I had to sit in it. It was a month of my life that went by where I couldn't pay one bill, not one, not one. And it was eating me up. It was eating me up. But you know what? After that 31st day and day one of that next month came, I was still here. Life still went on. I still could make it. It's like, you know, I was just sitting in there and worried and not knowing what was going to happen, having limiting beliefs, coming from a place of scarcity. That's honestly what that pattern was. And it took me to have that experience of being able to flourish on having nothing. Oh, look, there she is. Because really, it is all provided. If you know you have it all, think you have it all, believe you have it all, guess what? You do. You do. So this year, I'm just challenging us to create it, speak what it is. We've been having portals open and super moons and all kind of moons lately, back to back. So I mean, the energy is real. Let's not fake the funk, but let's definitely be open to receiving it. Get your download and take them tools and resources, y'all, and let's finish this year strong. So let me bring Sonya up. Hopefully y'all stalled enough and didn't bore y'all. I'm sorry. All right. Miss Sonya, hello. Hi.
Hello, hello. I am so thrilled to be here. I'm sorry I had some connection issues
No
with
worries.
my
No
device.
worries.
How are you? How is everyone?
Everyone is wonderful. Coach Amber, she did speak before you, as we had discussed, speaking of nourishing the soul, and some things that we can do in every day on finding joy in every day
Oh,
and surrendering
yes.
to forgiveness. So she dropped some really good nuggets and jewels for us.
Awesome.
Ariska came on as well. And she spoke about, you know, being the selfish coach on learning to put yourself first. And it's okay to be selfish when working on you.
Yes.
And now I didn't have to stall anymore. I know y'all tired of hearing me. So without further ado, Miss Sonya, you can take it away.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. It is a pleasure to be here. I hope that my technology continues to correspond with me. I brought a few things to share with you all tonight as I guess we'll be closing out the evening with a little bit of meditation, a little bit of introspective reflection. Um, I know that the theme for tonight, from speaking with Kendra earlier, is Nourish the Soul. But before I go into that, I want to just, um, I know I didn't get a chance to be in at the beginning, so everybody got to meet and know who's doing what. But I want to share just a little bit about who I am. I am Nahbila Sonya Thames. I am a holistic health and wellness practitioner. I hold space in a variety of ways for clients. I am a sound healer practitioner, and hopefully, if the sound comes through well today, you guys can hear a little bit of the sound therapy that I offer my clients. I also host guided meditation sessions. I'm a massage therapist. I do a lot of energy work as well with Reiki and other modalities. And the background of all that is I'm also a nurse. So taking care of people is something that is really innate for me, but particularly in a holistic manner, looking at all the layers that make us, the physical being the outermost, but I like to work inward or work from the outside in. So the mental layers, the emotional layers, and the spiritual layers, if we should dare to go so deep. So, what my plan is for tonight was to, the goat of meditation. Thank you. I couldn't see who put that, but thank you. One of my driving motivations to do this work is to help each person connect with their true self. Most of us just operate on the surface level with who or how we are and who we've gotten to know ourselves to be. And we're born, we're given a name, we are whatever gender we are. We have an identity based on the family structure around us, our parents, our siblings, and then schoolmates, then friends, then maybe spouses, and then children. And we always have an identity based on these different roles that we play in life: someone's boss, someone's supervisor, or underneath a supervisor or manager, whatever the case might be. So we're constantly a different person in each of these scenarios. We're not totally a different person, but we have a different role, a different performance scale, a different hat we're wearing. And many of us go through life without really getting to know who we are, our true self. So the goal in my work is to help people connect with that aspect of themselves and really embrace it and really nourish it and feed it. And it can be a very challenging journey or experience because um, there might be lots of differences of who we thought we were or thought how we presented ourselves in the world versus who we really get to know ourselves to be. So tonight's meditation is going to be a talk guided one, but I'm going to bring in some sounds, and I have a little microphone on. I don't know if it is doing what it should do. If you guys are hearing me through my phone speaker, or if you're hearing me through, my phone's microphone or this little microphone, which hopefully can pick up all the sounds I'm going to play. So if that sounds like something that you guys are into, put a thumbs up. Okay, good. You can hear me well. Okay, good. Um, Excellent. So I'm going to just ding one of the bowls and tell me if you can hear it. Because if you can't, then I'm just going to do a talk guided meditation. Bring this a bit closer to here. Yes, you can hear it very well. You heard the second ding? You can hear the vibration. Okay. Do you hear the sound? Excellent. You can hear the sound as well. Okay, wonderful. So we're going to dive into a little guided meditation that I felt guided to share. I was wrapping up my last appointment with my client, and I was like, okay, just asking for guidance. And I really felt called towards speaking to the inner child, our inner child self. We cannot nourish the soul without connecting fully or in some way with the inner child. Let me know in the chat, just put a thumbs up if you are aware or if you've heard about the concept of the inner child. Just put a thumbs up in there if you have, because I don't want to be talking about something that's not really relative or that doesn't make sense. Since we're talking about nourishing the soul, I thought it would be great to connect with that part of us that is always present, even though we get older and we ourselves, a lot of us have children. The inner child is the part of us that is always a kid, right? It's the part of us that is waiting for nourishment, is waiting for acknowledgement. It's the part of us that is connected to our joy. It's the part of us that is connected to what makes our bells ring. The inner child is the part of us that knows, and mostly remembers. Some of us, we might have to peel back a lot of layers to connect back with that inner child. The ways that we know about the inner child are typically from the things that trigger you or the things that make your bells ring. When I say make your bells ring, I mean bring you joy. So the things that trigger negative emotions often can be traced back to when we were a child, and maybe that something didn't work out, didn't happen, and we developed a sensitivity towards that particular situation or emotion, or we developed an emotional charge in that respect. By the same token, the things we were naturally drawn to, the things we naturally did, it doesn't matter how trivial, the things that really brought us joy are the things that our soul, the things that will nourish our soul. Okay, so that's the concept generally of the inner child. So as we meditate today, this is the direction and perspective that we're going to go into. So make yourselves comfortable wherever you are. I'm going to be in the seated position. If you want to lay back, that's fine. If you do want to remain seated, just be upright but comfortable. You don't have to keep your eyes open, but if it's better for you to do so, keep your eyes open. If you are operating any kind of machinery, please keep your eyes open. All right. And you might not want to get as deep into this. But if you're just sitting home or wherever you are that's comfortable, go ahead and close your eyes and take a few nice deep breaths with me. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Nice deep breaths, allowing your belly to expand fully as you breathe in. Bringing that breath up to your chest, to your throat, and out your mouth or nose as you exhale. Another couple of nice deep breaths in through your nose, expanding the belly. And as it comes up, exhale out through your mouth. Allowing your activities of the day to be gathered up in each of these deep breaths. Gather all the activities of the day, activities of this evening, and as you breathe in, pull all those thoughts, all those to-do lists, and everything you're going to do after this session is over, and breathe it out in your exhale. Allow yourself to be present with this moment. Allow yourself to be present with your breath. As you tune in, notice the coolness of the air. And as you exhale, notice the warmth that you might sense or feel as you breathe out. Notice how your body feels in this moment as you breathe in and out. If you're seated, maybe notice what you're sitting on, the surface your bottom is on. If you're lying down, notice the surface you're lying on, how soft or firm it may feel. Allow your awareness to follow your breath. Allow your awareness to follow the sound. Taking in a nice deep breath, bring your awareness to your feet, from the tips of your toes up to your ankles. Breathing in deeply, gathering up any tension in your feet, moving that tension and breath all the way up your legs to your knees, and allowing yourself to exhale, releasing any tension in the legs and feet. Bringing your awareness up to your knees, the knees all the way up your thighs to your pelvic area, genital area. Breathing in deeply here now, all through the thighs, front and back of your thighs, feeling for any discomfort, any tension, all the way up to your hips and pelvic area. Exhaling and releasing any tension held in the pelvis, held in the buttocks, held in your thighs, any discomfort there. Allow the vibrations to move through you, releasing any tension your body may be holding on to at this time. Moving your awareness up now from your pelvis to your torso, up the belly, the sides, your back, all the way up your back, around the shoulder blades, up to the back of your neck, across the front of your torso, across the chest area, all the way to the base of your neck. Breathing in deeply through here now. As you exhale, release any tension, any discomfort that you may have been holding on to or experienced during the day today, any upset stomach, any anxiety in the chest, in the belly, any nervous sensations, flutters in the chest, any discomfort in the gut, any ignoring of the gut feelings, any scoldings of what we should have, could have, or would have done differently today. Release it now into the sound. And now bringing your awareness to your fingertips across your palms, your arms, all the way up to the tops of your shoulders, giving permission for your hands and arms to simply let go Release any tension, any pain, any discomfort in these areas. Give yourself permission to completely let go now and allow yourself to just be present with your breath and be present with the sounds. And now bringing your awareness to your throat, your neck area, your scalp, all the way across your hairline, your face, your eyebrows, your eyelids, your cheeks, your jaws. Allow all the tension that may be held in your face and neck and scalp to completely let go and allow you to be present with the sounds. And now visualize a beautiful, warm wave of relaxation, a wave of golden radiant light pouring down from the top of your head, pouring down from the heavens up above as our guides, our angels, our higher selves, and our inner child envelope us in this radiant glow of golden light from the crown of our heads, spilling over our shoulders, washing over our face, neck, running down the back of our bodies like a warm, welcoming shower, running down our arms and hands to our fingertips and palms, running down the front of our chest, our throat, down our breasts, over our bellies, down the whole front of our body, down our thighs. All around us, we are bathed in this radiant golden light, flowing all the way down our legs to our feet, spanning around us as far as our arms can extend, infusing every breath we take with this radiant, glowing light. Allow yourselves to be embraced by the light. Opening ourselves up now to receive guidance, to receive rejuvenation, restoration of our weary or tired bodies, allowing ourselves in this moment to release all that no longer serves us, and allowing it to be transmuted and transformed in this radiant light. Allow yourselves to breathe in this radiant light now. Notice how it feels to be completely encircled by unconditional love and the complete acceptance that these higher parts of ourselves is always radiating and emanating towards us. Give yourself permission to completely let go of all that no longer serves you now, beginning with the activities of the day that may not have gone quite the way we hoped or wanted. Allow yourselves to receive at this time whatever it is your higher self needs you to know today about nourishing your soul. What is the thing that your soul most wants you to know today? Your higher self, the part of you, the part of us that remains connected, tethered like a silver cord to Source, to God, to the divine. Allow that knowing, that awareness to come to you now. What is that thing that makes your soul sing, that perhaps you have not quite paid enough attention to so far? Allow your higher self and your angel team to show that to you now. Allow whatever comes to your awareness to just be observed without judgment. Allow yourself to receive higher guidance. Allow your team to show you the ways in which they work with you and guide you constantly. And now your inner child self steps up and wants to connect with you, to share with you the things that they need the most at this time. Your inner child reaches out to you and shows something to you, maybe a word, maybe a picture, maybe a scenario of what she needs the most from you at this time. She or he, however you may perceive your inner child, your younger self, reaching out to you now, showing you what they need the most to connect with their true self, with their true joy. Your inner child shows you what would nourish your soul the most at this time. Allow yourself to receive it. Allow yourself to observe it. Perhaps it's something you too, your grown up self, really needs at this time. Perhaps it's something you've put off. Perhaps it's something you, in the present time, did not even think was possible or reachable. But your inner child, your true self, your higher self, and your angel team are showing you today what it is you need to know. Allow yourself to receive it and anchor it deep within your heart and mind. And now your higher self, your inner child, and your angel team hold hands and form a circle around you, a circle of love and protection, a circle of divine guidance, a circle of unity between you in the present time, your higher self, and your inner child. Reassuring you, making sure you know that you do not walk this path alone. You do not travel the journey of this earth alone. And they step in to embrace you in this radiant golden light. Allow yourself to receive the embrace and the support. And they reassure you that they are right there within reach. All you have to do is tune in, ask for help, ask for guidance, and listen. Listen to your inner voice. Listen to those little whispers of support. Know that nothing they say to you would be hurtful or harmful in any way to you. They do not judge you. They just support you and love on you. You receive their guidance and you receive their love and support. And as you feel their presence slowly begin to dissipate, as the golden light, the golden glow slowly begins to drift away like a mist from around you, you are left with this warmth in your heart, this knowing and awareness in your heart that you are loved, you are cherished, and you are protected and supported. Allow yourself now to connect once again with your breath, taking in a few nice deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Another deep breath as you slowly reconnect with this space and time where we started our meditation. Allow your breath to bring you back to your body. Allow your awareness to come back into the space where we started, where you're seated or lying down. Sealing into your heart and mind all that came up for you during this meditation. Only taking in what resonates, what makes sense to you, what feels good to you. Allowing it to support you in whatever ways you need it tonight and in the future. Allowing that awareness to really sink in deep into your bones, into your core. Take a nice deep breath. Gently rolling your neck from left to right. Give your body permission to return. The sensations, anything that may have come up. Give them space and bring it to the surface of awareness. The divine in me honors the divine in you. I thank you for being present. I thank you for being a part of this meditation. May you be nourished and supported by everything that came up in tonight's session. Namaste. Ashe.
Okay. Woo. Amazing. Nothing less than amazing. Took me a minute because I had to gather myself. But thank you for that. I know a lot came up for me. Yeah, I wanted to do this specific exercise for this reason exactly. The experiences, it was relieving. You know, I got to see the purple light.
Yay!
I can see the
Very,
purple.
very good. Very good. I
Yes.
was feeling a lot through this, and I'd love to hear some feedback. I was really feeling a lot. My meditations, especially guided, are guided really by the room, by everybody in the room. Our collective need, our collective energy is what I tap into. That's not a script. That's just what comes up. So
Oh. Wow.
I'd love to hear how this resonated for everyone that's present. I can't really see who all is on here, but
I can,
I'm
as
glad.
they come in the comments, I'll be able to tell you what they say.
Okay, okay, good, good.
Wow, that was deep. A lot came up. The last time I did it and I met my inner child passed the baton to me.
Oh,
And then when I
oh,
went and met higher self, and higher self went to give me something, she gave me nothing because she said, "You are it." So that was my last one that happened. This one, inner child just said, "Receive," because I'm in a moment of just needing to receive.
yes,
That's a place that's so hard for me to do. I'm uncomfortable. I have a lot of anxiety. I don't know how. It takes me out, but I've been learning. This has been my season of receiving, and it's
yes,
been nonetheless abundant. It's been an overflow, and it's just been amazing. So, just for me, it was a lot.
that's good. That's good. Um, there's just a lot there. There's just a lot there. And for many of us nurturers and caregivers, we pour so much out constantly. It's like an empty kettle somehow is pouring out of God knows what. But it is important that we allow ourselves to receive as well in whatever ways that could look different in different ways. It could look very different. Um, but the nourishment, the support, just knowing that it's there is it's amazing. Um, yeah, I got very emotional during the meditation because I could feel a lot of energy around uh, what I could feel a lot of energy around what was coming up for whoever it was coming up for. I could feel a lot of compassion and a lot of um, just a lot of giving that's available to us that
Mm,
we are not always aware of. And it's just tapping into it can make us remember, like, oh my God, it feels so good to have this again. It's been a while.
yes. Yes, it
So,
did.
yeah.
Oh, it did.
And the people around us generally mean well, but they don't always know how to give us exactly what we need at that exact time.
Yes,
We have to find it for ourselves. It's not anybody's responsibility to give it to us.
absolutely.
It is our responsibility to give what we need to ourselves in the way we know, in that very particular way, once we know how we need what or what we need. And so it takes the strain and stress off of everybody else to magically, mysteriously always know exactly what we need all the time. So
Mhm.
we got to give ourselves permission to just be supported by the energetics, the team around us. Once you know you have that, then we can be a little more intentional in how we express what it is we need when we have the opportunity to. So I just like to help us reconnect with that because that's, I think, the foundation that most of us don't get and don't know is even there. And we look for it outside everywhere else.
Yes, we do. Yes,
So
we do. Well, this was phenomenal. And I just can't thank you enough. I'm so glad we have this recorded because
very
that's
good.
gonna be a session we just have to, record and play again, rinse and repeat,
Yes,
So
yes, yes.
um
Fantastic.
so if you will just let everyone know how they can find you, how they could book you, if they need more info from you, how we can go about finding that.
So I'm based in Lilburn, Georgia. That's where I have a kind of brick and mortar space where I offer the different services. I love in-person work. So you can find me on my website is wellnessvibes.net, Wellness Vibes Therapy on um, mostly I'm very active on Instagram, TikTok a little bit. Also, I don't know if we have any marketplace mastermind people on the house in the house, but the VIP Socio Network also has wellness vibes therapy. I also do virtual work. There's a lot I do that's like what we did today. That's available virtual. So one-on-one sessions, coaching, intuitive readings. I do a lot. So go to the website, wellnessvibes.net. Check it out. See what you need. I like to meet people at their point of need. If it's something you need that I can't do it, but I can refer you to someone, I'm happy to be that connector point. So again, wellnessvibes.net. If you're on social media, Instagram is probably the best place to connect with me there. And I'm here. I'm ready to support and help us grow, evolve, and live our best lives.
Absolutely. Thank you so much again for
Thank you.
joining
Thank
us. This
you.
is yes,
And
this
I'd
is
love some feedback. Some people might be shy to say anything, but if you have
yes.
questions or some things came up that you're like, why? I don't know. I'm teasing, but yeah, feel free to reach out.
No problem. Here's one. My inner child asks to be nurtured.
Oh,
Mhm. Mhm.
hugs.
Yes. Oh, and we did that yesterday. We taught ourselves how to give ourselves a hug.
Oh, yes, the hugs are everything. I'll share this little piece. Speaking of giving yourself a hug, I learned this many, many years ago, and it really stuck with me more than 20 years ago when I first really started inquiring and asking and studying. One of the ladies I listened to, or I read her books because there weren't videos and things, but she said to, I think it's Carolyn Miss, but she said to get a full length mirror and also, oh, what's her name? Eden. Anyway, she said to get a full length mirror or even a half mirror and look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, I love you. Look at you in the mirror and look at you in the mirror and say, I love you. And look into your eyes as you say, I love you. And it seemed like such a weird thing, but it was so powerful because we say, I love you to everybody. I love you. I love you. Our children, our lover, whatever. Love you, mom. Love you, dad. I love you. How many times have you said to you, I love you? Like looked at you in the eyes and meant it. And then she said, if you were so bold, hug yourself in the mirror. And
Mhm.
that, when I did that, I cried. Like I cried so hard because I did not know that I needed to hug my own self
Myself. Mhm.
as I saw myself in the mirror. So when you
Mhm.
can do that and start really getting to know yourself through the lens of you, not through the lens of anybody else, whew,
How much better can we be?
how much better. It just gets better, and then you're better for everybody around you that you want to be there for. But
Absolutely.
we have to shed the layers. It can be difficult, can be painful, but we're here. We chose to be on earth at this time because we knew we could do it, and we're
Yeah.
very much supported. So anyway, I'll get out of my soapbox, but
No
hug
problem.
yourself in the mirror sometime. It's powerful.
Okay, yes. So, of course, guys, make sure you follow Wellness Vibes Therapy. You find Sonya, make sure you drop your information in the chat as well,
Okay,
so they
I
can get
will do
that.
that right now.
Um, Day 4, we have completed. Let me go ahead and. All right, so that wraps day 4. I mean, obviously, day 4 was amazing. It was amazing to me, especially. Just I always show up as my authentic self, and I got exactly what I wanted. Hopefully, you ladies did too. You know, the group visualization, I kind of got to figure out how we're going to do tomorrow's visualization because that was pretty much it right there. The epitome of what I wanted to do. So we'll figure that out. I don't know if we'll do a replay, another one. That was a lot of energy to release, but I released it. And if you did, if you had an experience, just take time. It's okay. Take time to process it, sit in it, and feel through it. You know, after coming off those group meditations, you're going to be sensitive. Please remember that. If you opened up and allowed the process to take place, you will be a little sensitive. So don't Take it easy on yourself, okay? And give yourself some grace. That concludes day 4 with Nourish the Soul. Tomorrow will be Visualize Your Future Self with Nikki and myself. And that is a wrap. Thank you so much.